So today we have Mr. Sandeep Nath with us. Sandeep is the founder and CEO of Renewableism, and he's a business coach. He's into different domains and has helped so many founders and entrepreneurs in their journey. Plus, he is
Thank you.
also helping so many corporates, to find out and figure out their day-to-day problems, and he's also giving the solutions for the same problems. So I believe with this session you guys are going to get so many takeaways of your life, that how you should start your life again with a new energy, new enthusiasm, and new motive of life to live. So welcome, Sandeep. I believe you are doing well.
Thank you so much. I'm doing very well, Abhishek. Thank you for having me on this interview. And how cool is this whole concept that you just shared with everybody? I really love the way you put it.
Yeah, so Sandeep, I have obviously personally, I have gone through your profile, I have gone through your website, which is sandeepnath.com, and I have also gone through, your book as well, which you have just written for the people out
Thank you.
here. Why I conducted this session, that more and more people should get, the solutions of their life. And I think your book is really, a masterpiece for the people, those who are actually facing struggle into their day-to-day lives out there. So I would like to know more about your background, like what you have done, and how was your childhood and everything else, and how this concept of helping people came into your mind.
You know, I was born and brought up in Delhi, and when I was in school, I had this serious urge. It was a kind of calling to be a pilot. And I applied for the Air Force in my 11th standard, and I got through. It was a big kick, getting a letter from the President of India and saying that you're appointed and blah, blah, blah.
Great.
So, with that kind of happiness, I talked to my dad about it. Of course, he knew that I applied and all that, but then he said, okay, that's great, but look at it this way. If for any reason you don't want to be in the Air Force or it's not exciting anymore, then you're not even a 12th pass. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you just write your 12th exam one more year? And then in any case, you'll get into the NDA next year. Or you write the engineering exams as well, because he's an engineer. And he said, लिख दो क्या फर्क पड़ता है,
Right.
तो वही किया, इंजीनियरिंग एग्जाम लिख दिया, IIT में हो गया. And the dream that I had from you could say childhood was not gonna be happening now. So it was a great journey. The years that I spent at the IIT and whatever I learned, especially developed a lot of analytical ability and logic and stuff like that. And while I was running my consulting company, a few changes started happening. And those are the exciting parts of my life. Because one thing that happened was that I came across a concept of the body mind connection.
Okay.
And this was introduced to me by a book written by a lady called Louise Hay. And the name of the book is Heal Your Life. She has done a lifetime of research on people, on how their physical conditions get manifested and can be removed by mental reprogramming. She's the mother of affirmations, and the whole book is a treatise on how affirmations work. And then when you actually apply them, then you discover how they work at a subconscious level. And there are methods of going over your existing belief systems and actually manifesting healing at a body level. Why I mention this is because I looked up this book and I was convinced with the concept. And then I came to my condition, which was the only real serious problem I was having was these 24/7 glasses caused by something called astigmatism, which is, as doctors say, a corneal defect. Tell you, Abhishek, I said this affirmation with all diligence for about a year and a half, and I have removed my spectacles and I have started to believe my own beauty and magnificence. And that's continued that way for the last 15 years. No surgery, no glasses. Now, that was my first real story of renewing the body with the mind. Actually, Abhishek, helping others is a very natural state of the human being. You are doing such a fantastic job making this series of entrepreneurial videos to help entrepreneurs understand various journeys and challenges. And you're doing it from out of the goodness of your heart. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the book because the book is here. You see it behind, but it's right here. It's called Renewal. And like I was telling you, my first experience of renewal of the body came from the book by Louis Hay. But in this book, Renewal, I have written out 5 levels of purpose. You see, purpose is what drives us. When we talk about energy, let's understand this. क्लास 5 में ये सीखा था मैन इज अ सोशल एनिमल ना सोशल स्टडीज में पहला सेंटेंस सो सोशल एनिमल मतलब वी आर देयर इनटू मेकिंग कम्युनिटीज राइट उसी से हमारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बनते हैं गवर्नमेंट्स बनते हैं रोटरी क्लब्स बनते हैं किटी पार्टीज बनते हैं एवरीथिंग कम्स फ्रॉम द नीड टू मेक कम्युनिटीज नाउ एनी कम्युनिटी दैट brings together people brings them together with a purpose right because that purpose it gives energy अगर किसी भी अगर आप एक व्हाट्सएप का ग्रुप बना लो और उसका कोई पर्पस नहीं है तो उसमें कोई कुछ मैसेज ही नहीं डालेगा फॉरवर्ड भी नहीं करेगा स्टूपिड चीजें राइट बट अगर आपका एलुमनाई ग्रुप है तो उसका पर्पस है यार कांटेक्ट में रहने का तमाम जोक्स वोक्स आएंगे तमाम चीजें आएंगी बट इफ there is a lack of purpose there is no energy in the organization or in the organism right मेरा भी अगर कोई पर्पस नहीं है दिन में उठने का तो मेरे को आई विल हैव नो एनर्जी आई विल जस्ट फील लाइक स्लीपिंग इन द बेड राइट सो पर्पस हैज 5 levels and if you want I can go into the detail of that if you have the time but at the highest level of purpose is the purpose of contribution of prosperity of others so when at the lowest level where we start is the 5 P's actually is performing से लेके prosperity तक तो performing में ही most people get trapped कि यार we are being busy हमको कुछ करना है we have to make ends meet we have to do this that it's all about us and if we lead our entire life in that then we spend our whole lives performing and then we wonder what we were performing for तो my realization of the fact कि ये performing से लेकर prosperity तक बड़े levels हैं came thanks to my reading of people. I have been a voracious reader. I read the stories of billionaires like Richard Branson and Bill Gates and so many of those and like Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa and at that level of mastery the masters and the billionaires have one thing in common, and that is the consciousness of prosperity. And how do they gravitate from thinking about themselves and performing to thinking about others and prospering and making everybody prosper was a very clear line that came in around the time when I was asking those questions of existentialism around 10, 15 years ago. And then it became quite apparent here that, in fact, there's a famous quote by Zig Ziglar that you can get whatever you want in life if you can help enough other people get what they want. I think it's a beautiful quote. And if you live that, you can have it all.